kiddos. Weird impromptu vlog today. I got to go to Huntington Gardens with my parents, who are in town right now, which was great and lovely. And then my dad gets really tired because of his condition, and so I dropped them off to take a nap essentially. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually kind of tired. I'll head back. I'll throw some laundry on, or into the. I'm gonna throw some laundry on like I'm gonna wash it. Throw some laundry in, and then I'll maybe like lay down for a little bit myself. And on my way back, I saw someone get hit by a car. First of all, I'm going to start this with he is all right. He's probably going to have a huge bruise. The car clipped him. What had happened is it was one of those curbs where it was like a 3/4 intersection. He was walking across. The cars across this, on the other side of the intersection had stopped. I stopped because I could see him coming and was like, okay, I'm gonna slow down, stop. And then a car in the lane to the right of me, who was a ways back, but zooming because Los Angeles, unfortunately. And I remember this weird slow motion feeling of I looked in my rearview mirror because I could see movement. And I was like, I literally thought, they're going so fast. Are they gonna see? And then literally like right then I watched it clip him. And he fell down, and I hit my hazards on along with the person who'd been in the turn lane next to me, and we all like got out of the cars and ran over to him to see if he was all right. And thankfully the woman who hit him also pulled around the corner and stopped and ran out. She called 911. So I was really, really grateful to see that it wasn't going to be like a hit and run of her like being like, because very easily could have happened. Thankfully, good person decided to do the right thing and stop. And we waited for him for a bit, and ambulance came and they were checking him out, and then, obviously we got him off the road and onto the sidewalk. And then once I could see like, okay, I'm just really kind of standing in the way at this point. Like medics are here, other witnesses are here, we're like helping him. I'm gonna get in my car and I'm not needed anymore. And I got out and went home, and I felt very disconnected, understandably, from my body. But I got home and I felt, it was very odd because my brain was going, why do I feel like this? He's okay. He's going to be fine. He's gonna, at worst, like nothing seemed broken. He could walk, admittedly with a little bit of a limp, to the sidewalk with our help. So why do I feel like this? And I ended up calling Angelique because I just felt so disconnected. And like I wanted to cry, and I could not figure out why. I'm like, he's gonna be fine. I know he's gonna be fine. Like in my gut, I know he's gonna be fine. Why do I feel like this? And then I was reminded of the fact that if you are what is categorized as an empath, and I'm going to share a little bit of this with me, you pick up on other people's emotions very well, and sometimes you can pick up on other aspects depending. It's odd. It's just, all I know is that certain things send out a kind of energy, and if you're an empath, you pick up on it, and it sounds very hippy-dippy, and I can't really explain the science behind it. Maybe there isn't any. I don't know. All I know is what I feel. And it wasn't until talking with my wonderful, loving, supportive girlfriend that I had this sort of solidified of like, these are not your emotions. You're okay. Just breathe in and out. Which if you also suffer from anxiety like I do, or you struggle with any sort of overwhelming, breathing in for a count of 5 and exhaling for a count of 6 is a very physiological way you can sort of adjust your psychological condition, if that makes sense. It sort of forces your body to calm down, and it's just a and it can be really any count. Usually, if I'm like feeling my full lung capacity, 5 and 6 are too short, and then so I'll extend it to like 6 or 7, or sometimes 7 and 8. Essentially, just as long as like your exhale is 1 or 2 counts longer than your inhale. It's some I forget the exact science behind that particular thing, but it causes your body to just sort of force your heartbeat to relax, and has helped me through many a panic attacks. And what I really wanted to talk about is finding the things that work for you. And we'll talk about this a bit more in other aspects. It's just weirdly heightened right now of if you deal with being more sort of in tune to other people like that, or if you also just have anxiety, having sort of a wind down ritual, if that makes sense. I am such a firm believer in the power of rituals, to be honest, that it does so many good things for us. And for me, there are a few things that I do that help me reach my baseline, and they are different for everybody else. One of them is, oddly enough, watching The Office. I have no idea why. It calms my anxiety and sort of brings me back to the present in the now. Lighting incense as well. Laying on my back with my knees bent. Leg, basically, the position, the position is your back is flat on the ground, and so are the soles of your feet. Your knees are straight up. And it's another one of those weird physiological, aiding psychological things. I don't remember why, but it actually is one of those things that's been proven to help you sort of calm your anxiety, and doing that, the breathing exercises in that position oddly helps. This is so much more like stream of consciousness than I intended, and it just it's just what it's gonna be. I'm also going to take a shower, because that's another thing that just sort of helps me. This idea of water. Water obviously is cleansing in the literal sense, but in the metaphorical sense of washing away those emotions and letting them go down the drain. And I can't recommend enough finding a bunch of things that you find soothing and creating a ritual out of that. Especially ones that you can do not necessarily in your home. Ones you can do in your home are great, and you should definitely have like a full, robust one if you're in that safe space. And obviously, you should be able. It also helps you make your home a safe space if for some reason you're struggling with that as well. This is not the most coherent description of this, and I'm sorry. It was weirdly just, I felt like I needed to talk about it. I actually interrupted my ritual because I was like, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about it right now. So it's my second episode of The Office. I'm gonna go back to that, but we don't often think about this idea of winding down rituals, and so I want you to really think about what yours would include, and what are things that maybe you can do not in your home. Like breathing. The breathing is one. If you respond really well to music, bring headphones with you. Add music, or I also use rain sounds. Rainy Mood app is great for that for me, especially when I'm dealing with overstimulation auditorily. At some point, I will probably make a video, I'm realizing, about how to create a ritual or what my rituals look like. This is really me just going like, this is probably going to come at some point. Work on making one for yourself. If you feel you need help, feel free to reach out, and in the meantime, I'll do what I can. But having that ritual for yourself, that it also cannot be dependent on other people. Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful to have a partner who can and understands, can talk me down and understands how I work. But ultimately, the end of that conversation that we had, while that helped me ground, was her reminding me, do the things that make you feel grounded, that make you feel more you. and how important the sort of wind down rituals are for any really traumatic experience. Because really, like, yes, he's okay, but it is traumatic to watch someone get hit by a car. Like, it was the most surreal thing. And it could have been so much worse, and thankfully it wasn't. But whether you've just experienced something like that, or if it's just you dealing with your day-to-day general anxiety, that motherfucking tyrant. So this stream of consciousness is, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you for listening to me babble. I hope that you are doing well. I'm going to go back to my ritual because obviously I cut myself off too soon. I got a little excited about, no, I want to talk about this. And I'm not even entirely sure I did it coherently. But maybe this at least hopefully made you think of something that you've never considered before, which is, oh, maybe I should have a wind down ritual. What would that look like? We're going to talk about rituals a lot in the near future, actually. They're so helpful for our brains. They just really are. Ritual and habit, and it's just, anyway. I love you so much. Please take care of yourselves. Be very careful when crossing streets. Especially if you're in a giant city like I am. Good fortune, joy hunters, and until next time, stay curious.